morning, Americas. Good afternoon, Europe and Africa. Good evening, Asia and Asia Pacific. Welcome to the third EO Global AI Summit, live from Erasmus University in Rotterdam, Netherlands. My name is Markus Wuebben, proud member of EO Berlin chapter, and I'm honored to be one of your moderators today. First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for being one of over 1,750 EO members and accelerators from more than 160 chapters who've signed up for today's summit. Your presence here emphasizes just how vital AI has become in shaping the future of entrepreneurship. The EO Global AI Summit began as a simple idea in the fall of 2022. Robert van der Zwart from EO Netherlands, fascinated by the release of ChatGPT 3.5 and recognizing its transformative potential for entrepreneurs, suggested organizing a small MyEO Summit on AI. Edward Brink from EO Europe Bridge chapter, Luis Cortez from EO Boston, and I were immediately in love with the idea and joined forces. In April 2023, we hosted the first Global AI Summit from Robert's small TV studio outside of Utrecht. That event had 350 attendees. Last year, we doubled to 700, and today, over 1,750 of you registered. This tremendous growth reflects the increasing recognition within EO that AI is not just another trend. It's a fundamental force shaping businesses for decades to come. And by the way, if you want to relive our previous editions, be sure to check out our YouTube channel at MyEO Global AI Summit. This summit wouldn't be possible without the incredible contributions of our EO Global EO community. A huge thank to Ali Gul from EO Lahore, Fernando Gonzalez from EO Bogota, Andrew Herbert from EO Queensland, Krupra Srinivas from EO Puerto Rico, and Ong Shong Te, EO Malaysia, as well as the dedicated teams at EO Europe and EO Global. Thank you. A special thanks to our financial sponsors, EO, Chief AI Officer, and BusyChat for their generous support in making this event happen. And of course, our gratitude to Erasmus University for providing this incredible studio space here in Rotterdam. AI is no longer a distant future. It is happening right now. The way we build, run, and scale companies is evolving at an unprecedented speed. Our first summit explored AI's potential. This year, we go beyond theory, hence our theme, AI at Work. We've curated a world-class program with practical, immediately actionable insights for you. So today, you will learn how to discover how automation and AI agents can create an entire content ecosystem without human intervention. Learn how to become an AI-driven leader. Gain hands-on knowledge about self-hosting your own AI models. Explore how AI is transforming industry beyond tech. Delve into technical discussions on critical discussions on decolonizing LLMs. Experience a live keynote by an AI avatar, and hear from entrepreneurs who've scaled their businesses without even showing their faces, and much, much more. In addition, we have highly interactive sessions where you get to participate directly. The EO AI Strategy panel with Dave Parker. Dave will share EO's strategic approach to AI, followed by an open discussion where your questions will guide the conversation. Live in-studio session with Evita Stoop. Evita, an expert in corporate AI transformation, will be live in the studio, answering your questions about implementing AI in large-scale organizations. The first ever EO AI Summit Award. In this segment, our finalists will each pitch for 2 minutes, and you will get to select the winner. AI is reshaping our businesses. Those who adapt will thrive. The summit is not just about learning, it's about engagement, collaboration, and action. So we encourage you to ask questions, to participate, and to make the most out of today's discussion. So let's get started. And with that, it's my honor to introduce the CEO of the Entrepreneurs Organization, our CEO, Dave Parker. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, everybody. So thanks for putting on this event.
Can you hear me, Dave?
Event and venue. I can. Can you hear me okay?
Great.
Yes?
There we go. Now I got the sound. Great. Welcome. Okay, great, Dave. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, awesome! Thanks for having me. I love the. I wish I was there in the studio with you because it looks way cooler than my home office for sure.
You're welcome next year to stop by. We'd love to have you here. But Dave, please tell me, why is this summit so important to EO and you?
Yeah, this before I joined EO, I was thinking about starting my sixth startup, and the sixth startup would have been in AI. And so I spent a lot of time before I joined. I would say I'm a little rustier than I was 8 or 9 months ago on the AI topics and how to implement a RAG relative to the implementation of a third-party data set and how to integrate it with an API. But it's not that far away. And when I think about AI in the organization, I think about the fact that it reminds me of what seeing the first Netscape browser. I'm older than some and younger than others on Zoom. So when I think about when you saw the first Netscape browser and you thought about the internet, you're like, oh my gosh, it changes everything. And when I think about AI, that's the same feeling I get today for the organization is how does this fundamentally change the organization over the next decade? And there's still so much we don't know, and we're still so much in the early days. But if you look at the pace of growth and the tools, we were using tools to create content and creating GPTs to build marketing departments on a project I was working on before I joined EO. But when I think about where we go as an organization, I think there's two really interesting opportunities and topics for us. One is how do we use the data relative to the anonymized data of our member companies to help them ask the prompt, how do I grow faster and better? So, in the early days of AI, you'd be like, hey, I want to grow from 1 million to 3, how do I do it? Or I want to grow from 3 to 30, how do I do it? I think what we're going to see with AI is that prompt becomes so much more interesting and so much more complex when you can connect it to anonymized member data. So let me give you context for a second. PayScale is a company that I've known for years, and it originally started with a give to get data model. So if I was getting a job offer at Microsoft, I could go to PayScale and say, hey, I have a job offer. Is it a good job offer? And PayScale would ask me some questions. And the questions were things like, well, what school did you go to? And how many years have you been a developer? And how far are you going to drive for your commute? And what happened in the early days of PayScale is the data ranges were really broad, right? So they were like, they're kind of informative, but they're not a lot of details. What happened over the years is they built a data lake, right, which allowed them to flag some data that was outlier data. And it also allowed them to build a massive data set in the data lake where I could say, oh, well, here's the job offer, and here's what you should know about the job, and here's the time to promotion, and here's the average bonus amount, and here's the average stock option. So it went from very broad data that was helpful but not necessarily as actionable to super actionable. And I see that as being part of the opportunity for our organization as well. I think a lot of people could build an AI coach for businesses. But I don't think a lot of organizations, well, I know a lot of organizations just don't have the massive amount of scale we have of member data. So the thing we fixed with that we can actually start to use now is we have this concept of a global user ID or a GUID. What the GUID allows us to do is to anonymize your information and abstract your email and your phone number from it. So there's just a number. But if you want to connect with an API for your Xero account or your QuickBooks account and submit quarterly data, then we can inform you on that data with more information. So if I was to make it a little gamification perspective, I would make it a little bit like MyHeritage, right? And the opportunity there is it prompts me and reminds me of, hey, we found data that might be useful for you. Is it useful or not? And then you have a chance to confirm it or not do it. So as the data becomes more accessible and more available, the questions we can add the data becomes better. So within companies within my sector, am I in a top decile within EO? Or if I have access to a third-party data set for a mid-market banking firm, am I in the top decile in my industry in a region? Which informs my decision about, like, if I wanted a position for exit, how would I do it? So I think about data like that and think this is where the data opportunity is for us as an organization. And it probably starts with what's the member benefit of providing a data coach? The second piece that's super interesting to me is how do I help our members find their people faster? And one of the opportunities with that is building profiles. And as we build profiles, and we ask you questions about yourself. It could be, well, tell me about your business and what's the sector and how many employees do you have and how long you've been in business. All of those things are super helpful, but not if we can't connect you to people like the ones you want to find and the ones you want to find faster. So we call it on the team is how do we help our members find their people faster? And the idea with that is based on building your profile and then watching what you do to help inform your profile as well as how you tell us about yourself. That could be on a personal front. I'm a dad of an adopted daughter. I might want to connect with other adopted parents, right? It could be in a sector focus like we have with deal exchange. It could be that I'm in a particular business in emerging markets or emerging sectors, and I want to connect with non-competitive folks in that. The system with AI can actually go find those people for you, but we have to build the profiles first. So I view those as kind of the two low-hanging fruit opportunities for us, just to give you perspective on how I'm thinking about it. We're super excited about how it applies to us because, again, we have one thing that a lot of the startups in AI don't have, which is we have scale. So how do we leverage our scale to actually add value to our members?
And I'm so happy.
Oh, I lost your audio. There you are.
Oh, well,
there you are.
Dave, I just love this because finally there's this good reason of having concise data, having data about users, and really making sure that companies invest in data because it's the basis for a good AI. So thanks a lot, Dave. We're going to see you in about 2 hours, if I'm correctly informed, on a very interactive session. Yep. So people, stay tuned. You'll be able to ask Dave anything about you ever wanted to know about AI at EO, and Dave will be there and answer all your questions. So Dave, thanks a lot that you're supporting the summit, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Perfect. See you soon.
See you soon. And now, Robert, would you please have the honor of introducing our first speaker of today? Robert.